Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Birds of Prey, issue number 5. Take a look at this column cover right here. Now, where we last left off on the previous issue, we learned a few things about the villains that the birds have been fighting. These villains are known as the Cleaners, and they are controlled by some kind of leader. It could be multiple people, it could be one person known as Choke. So anyways, the birds find a lead on where these cleaners could be located, and they team up with Batgirl to take them out. However, upon entering into this secret base, suddenly they lose time and they're repositioned somewhere else. And Batgirl is missing. So exactly what went down? Well, just gonna have to wait and see. So let's jump into issue number 5 of Birds of Prey. The issue starts off where we last left off, with the birds literally outside, standing, bewildered. What just happened? Now, Black Canary and Katana and Starling kind of remember that they were going up against the Cleaners and that Starling's hand was broken but suddenly is fine. And Katana literally says that they've lost some time, that they actually were there fighting the Cleaners. For those of you that don't know, Katana's sword actually has the soul of her husband, and whenever she kills someone, the soul goes in there. It's kind of a long story, which you would have to read Batman the Outsiders to kind of get, but that's basic gist. Her sword can house other souls in it. So anyways, her husband's soul confirms this. However, well, Poison Ivy's a little hesitant. She doesn't remember any of this, and she thinks this is random and everyone's crazy. However, when they ask Poison Ivy, well, where were you 5 minutes ago? She can't answer. The birds decide to take some time off to kind of regroup, to get some rest, and then re-meet 24 hours later and try to figure out exactly what's going down. While this is going on, we see a little bit of each bird in their life. We see Starling goes out and she gets a drink, and she meets up with an old friend who could possibly be a love interest, and she goes shooting, and we get some inner dialogue. And then we get Black Canary and Katana actually having a little sparring match with each other. And then we see Poison Ivy sitting down, and she has a meeting with some guy, and she's given a briefcase. And then finally the birds meet up again, but one of them is missing, and it's possible that one of the birds' members are being betrayed. Exactly who and how? You're just going to have to read and see. So let's jump into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. First good is that I am loving this team. I really am. It's a great balance of characters. They're all fun and interesting, and they're all characters I enjoy. I like the fact that Black Canary is here. She's got a good new look. I actually like her new costume, although I do miss the jacket. She's on her own. She doesn't have any connections to the Justice League or to Green Arrow. She's doing her own thing. I like Katana in this. She's one of my favorite characters from Batman the Outsiders, and I like her new look. Starling's a new good character to be introduced, and Poison Ivy, while I was hesitant at first, seems to fit on the team fairly well. The story is quite interesting, seeing that they lost so much time. They're trying to recollect exactly how they lost time. There's a little twist here and there because, like I said, there's a chance that one of the Birds of Prey members could be betraying the other team. That or they're just being manipulated and they don't know how they're being manipulated, or they don't realize it. Interesting little things being brought in here and there. And don't worry, Batgirl does show up again. She's perfectly fine. Bad. One bad is this is, and this is kind of random. It's a small thing, but Batgirl is then put somewhere else, and she's kind of like how the birds lose their time. They're put in a random place. Batgirl was just put randomly separated from them. And the funny thing is the first thing that Black Canary says is she says to everyone, hey, let's take some time off and let's rest and recuperate. My first thing I would have done is been like, okay, listen, we got to rest and recuperate, but the first thing we got to do is find Batgirl and make sure she's safe. I wouldn't take 24 hours off if one of my team members is missing, or possibly missing. I would go look for her. Plain, flat, and simple. Eventually she does look for her, but it's later on in the day. She takes her time. It's more at night when it happens. Seriously. So that's one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Another thing is, Katana's character is being portrayed very well, but she's being a little foolish. Katana always had the sword, the katana, which could house the souls of others, and she always talked to her husband, but she wasn't never blatantly talking to the husband to her teammates when they didn't believe her or when they thought she was crazy. She's just coming off more crazy than Katana actually would come off as, because Katana's a smart person. If she thinks someone's going to think she's crazy if she's talking to a sword, she's not going to go out there and be like, hey guys, my dead husband, his soul's in the sword. Oh, and he's telling me that we definitely did lose that time. She would probably handle it a little bit differently. And why is it so far-fetched that she has her husband's soul in her sword? I mean, seriously, we got Wonder Woman and Superman flying around. There's a magical team out there with Zatanna and Shade, the Change Man, and Deadman on it. Magic isn't impossible in this universe. And I'm sure Black Canary and Starling and Poison Ivy have come across it. Why is it so unbelievable? It's just something that's, I don't know, rubbing me the wrong way. Despite that, this was a really good issue. And those points were just small, minor points. I had fun with this, and it's a nice cliffhanger at the end, and this team is really coming together. A lot of people are probably overlooking this comic for other titles, but don't. This is a really good comic, and it's doing something different from the Gail Simone stuff. And you know what? I like this. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Pick it up. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Love it. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.